Show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy keeps playing silly games. Man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. It's Wednesday. And on Wednesday, the men have their say. You know what this show is called. On Wednesdays, we like to say Man-Sions. This is where the men come in and build. Now, guess who's coming in the house? I got my homeboy Donald Lacey already in the building. Corey Holcomb is joining us. For the first time ever, we're going to do Man-Sions and then 5150 right after. For the first time ever. Corey Holcomb is on his way into the studio, as well as brother Rizza Islam. So me, Donald Lacey, brother Corey, and brother Rizza Islam, we're going to tackle an incredibly powerful topic. But let me tell you, before I even get to it, we got to promote some things. We got to really take care of some business here. I need everybody in the chat room to hit the like button as a hive. Everything we do has to be like a hive. A beehive. No, flies are not in a hive. Okay, beehive, ants. We got to move with the hive mentality. You know, dig? So I need everybody in the chat room to hit the like button. I need everybody to hit the like button. Listen, Dash Radio listeners, you're asking the question, who is the chat room? The people who can't see me on Dash Radio right now. Dash Talk X is the channel. I broadcast these shows live through my YouTube account. You know, dig? So that means you can actually see us in studio in high definition. If you go to my website. You know, dig? Go to my website. What is it, my website or is it YouTube? It's the YouTube channel. You go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. All of the buttons that are there for you to hit, do it now. Because this show is about to be revolutionary. You know, dig? We're going to talk a little bit about Ayesha Curry. Married, but wants outside attention. Watch how I tie that in once I set the show up. It's about to be crazy, man. You already know the phone lines are open. Get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. I'd like to hear your opinion. These are caller-driven shows. Now, before I get to the topic, I've got to promote Total Package Energy. I've had 2 of them today. Let me tell you, Total Package Energy. Best energy drink in the game. My homeboys out of the Bay Area produced this. Total Package Energy. Best energy drink in the game. Let's go move 700 cases. That's not a lot. 700 people bought 1 case. We got 700 cases popping. Total Package Energy. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Also, hey, I don't like to endorse shit that doesn't work for me. Okay? Total Package Energy works for me. I be bouncing off the motherfucking walls in this studio, and when I get to the crib, I be up late at night watching old ass 80s cartoons intros. 2 hours worth of that shit. Intros. Just intros. You know the dig? I be up off that Total Package Energy. Same is true of the hot sauce I fuck with. Now, I got my homeboy Chris in here. And Chris is an advocate of this sauce. The man got 3 different kinds. He's got he's got some hot sauce that doesn't have any heat. It's called Schmuckatelli. Come on in here, Card. He got Schmuckatelli. Then he got Sergeant sauce. Then he got Gunny Fire. You know, turn me on to this. Jeff Brown. Turn these mics on. Jeff did. Jeff Brown turned me on to all this. Let me get my people in the camera. There we go. Boy, I'm telling y'all, I need y'all to go to BealSauce.com. BealSauce.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Beal is B-E-A-L-E. BealSauce.com. Get over there. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. And that's how we do that. And then, of course, the relationship dismount and the holographic relationships. These books are available. Go to Amazon.com and get your copy of this one. There's 3 different formats. We've got Kindle, Audible, and paperback, all on Amazon.com. Go get your copy of The Relationship Dismount by Zoe Williams. Also, get the follow-up, The Holographic Relationship by Zoe Williams. You can go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Get your copies now. Now, let's get into today's topic. When I tell you this shit about to be lit, Corey Holcomb just walked in the building.
Your mama.
Let's do it, nigga. Never in the history of our shows have there been a Man-Sions followed by a 5150. Tell them what's happening tonight, Corey. Tell them we live tonight, 5152.
That's right. I ain't been able to do the show every Tuesday, so I've had to switch it up a couple of weeks because I've had stuff I got to do. So we about to do this mouth marathon, so to speak. 5150, 8 o'clock tonight.
You want to dig?
West Coast time.
Yeah. All right, so I got a great topic for us tonight. I take full responsibility is tonight's topic. You know what this is. This is Man-Sions. And real men in situations of crises are expected to take full responsibility. Right? Most often when you hear a man say, I take full responsibility, it's a sign of nobility. It's a sign of character. It's a sign of integrity. Right? And most women want that man, right? The I'll take full responsibility man. But today's topic has a twist. If men are expected to be accountable and responsible in most relationship situations, does that guarantee the fidelity of his woman? He done did everything you wanted, Steph Curry. He done did everything. $200 million contract. And your wife is still seeking the attention of outside men?
Wow.
We got to ask the question. How often is the wife in competition with the man when the man is the man? The number to dial is 323-230-4610. I need to know. Men are expected to be accountable in all situations. But women get to be unaccountable. They get to be fickle. They get to be down with you when they want to be down with you and not down with you when they so choose. Corey, what in the world is going on,
Didn't
brother?
we see this on Jada Pickett's show?
Yes.
This is what I don't like about that show. Or if I'm wrong about it, then somebody can tell me. Has Jada talked about her vaginal slurping desires?
What?
Has she said anything about this? They just leave that elephant out the room.
Oh, wow.
That just didn't happen, huh? We just all crazy out here. Because the streets talk.
Right?
Her vaginal slurping desires. Has this been a topic of discussion on her show? Because you can't keep it real if you ain't talking about what it is.
What
Her mouth smell like mine. And she sitting up here bringing other people dirt out. I mean, we gonna get on the Curry girl because that's something. This is right up my alley.
Right?
We know how it go. We've been out here. Ain't nobody in this room under 40. Am I right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
We know how it go with most of the ladies. They got to get out there and get that vagina pogo sticked in before they realize I need to calm down and be with who really care about me. Steph Curry had that girl when she was young.
Right?
Right.
This all happened to Kobe, but it was all out there with Kobe, what the old girl was doing. Had fools in his cars while he was on the road. But it ain't nothing to be ashamed of. This is how it goes. Most women must be destroyed before they submit to somebody who's moral.
Damn.
So now she said a lack of male attention makes her wonder if something wrong with me. Is she talking about male attention from her husband or male attention from cats on the street?
Outside
I'm just
cats.
trying to get.
She's
regular.
talking about
So
cats
she wants
on the
somebody
street.
else to hit it. Basically, is
She
what
wants
she's saying.
male groupies is what she said.
Okay.
That's a nice way to say it.
What's the best way to say it, Corey?
What is a woman who desires sex from multiple men?
Oh,
Right, a slut or a whore. A slut is just a girl who like to fuck everybody. She cool. She don't mean no harm.
Right.
She can't help herself. That pussy must be destroyed daily. But a whore will break down the foundation that she lives in and any other foundation she gets around. So what do you want to categorize her? I think she's a whore because she got it like women dream of having it and will
Wow,
go on
that's
a
deep.
pussy licking station and talk about her husband, who we ain't caught him out here doing shit yet, have we?
right.
Have
Not
we
that
caught
we
Steph
know
out
of.
here?
No.
Steph be hauling her up. He be having the little girl that came through her that don't know how to act at the press conference, sitting in his lap. What?
The baby is.
Get mad at me when I lie. You see LeBron's daughter? One day she said something. He said, "Daddy doing something, woo, woo, woo." She didn't say nothing else.
Right.
But Steph Curry's daughter come from this woman who seeks destruction ridiculously in the streets. Let's put her out there. She want to be out there. Why we sugarcoating it? I love you, Steph. You the greatest shooter in the world with your little shit talking ass, but your girl is gonna even it out for you. That pussy's about to be in the game, and I ain't talking about no NBA game. I'm talking about the real game. Put her out there. She put herself out there. Let's put her out there.
That's what I'm wondering, why she put that out, first of all, and why now? Something must have happened.
Well, she's always wanted the attention. Can you imagine a girl who would ordinarily get fucked by the whole crew in college, but she got cuffed up by this dude who shows so much promise? You remember how good Steph was at Davidson University?
Yep.
She knew he was going to be an NBA player, so she couldn't fuck that up. She couldn't fuck it up.
No,
but
sir.
now that the money is locked, because she got kids with him, right?
Yeah,
Right.
The money
three.
locked, she ain't got to be fake. This pussy must be beat up by dark dicks that you compete against. Jada brought out the mess.
Wow.
Man, tell me when I'm wrong. I like to be called out when I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me what I'm wrong about, brothers, so I can get better. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better person, man. But this is what I observed.
Corey is forecasting dicular destruction for the young lady.
Wow. Wow.
You know, if Steph get herpes, them bumps gonna be red on him. Like dark-skinned dudes, it be kind of pecan-y, but pecan-y, yeah. But Steph
got his
Steph
own
gonna have the
glossary
fruity
and
pebbles on his dick. And she come home with that street beat pussy.
Oh, shit.
What? I'm just talking the truth, man.
He got his own glossary.
We gotta
man.
put her out there, man.
Hey.
She did it to herself.
Oh shit!
But you're right. It came out of her mouth, and probably a few other things gonna be coming out of her mouth pretty soon. But you're right. She said it. We can only take her at her word.
Well,
Throat attention is part of it. She needs throat attention.
throat attention.
Right.
Get down. Crumb.
Wow.
I know all you Golden State fans mad, but look, this ain't got nothing to do with Steph. This got something to do with his stuff.
Oh shit!
Stuffed curry. Her pussy about to get stuffed. She about to have a stuffed curry. That's what it's gonna smell like when the streets get through with it. Curry.
Punjabi.
Oh my goodness. Oh damn.
I'm sorry I went off like that.
I know,
man.
it's all
Don't
good.
be
It's
sorry.
all good. Hey, listen, if you're just tuning in to Man-Sions, it's real in here, man. It's unedited. We gotta say it the way it needs to be said. Today's topic: I take full responsibility.
Wow.
Right? How does Steph take full responsibility? Some people will say, well, the reason why she's acting out is because she's not getting attention at home. Some people would say that.
Ooh.
I done heard a lot of people say in these videos that have been put out, a lot of people are saying, well, what is Steph? Maybe Steph ain't giving her enough attention. That's why she acting out. But nobody wants to point out the real thing, which is a common thing in relationships when you have one person that's dominant. There is a latent jealousy, there is a latent envy, and there's latent competition with the one that's the one in the relationship, the alpha in the relationship. Nobody wants to point out like, oh, that's childish and immature. She's only 30 years old. She still has a lot to learn. She's childish and immature.
With your experience, do you think you can fix stuff with a woman like that?
No. They gotta, as Kool Mo D would say, he said the best way for women to learn is to crash into their own beliefs.
Wow.
Dope.
He been saying this for years. He said you cannot convince, cajole, any of that. You can't do any of that in order to get them to see a different way than what they want to see.
I think part of her problem too, because I done had 3 kids. When she been pregnant, she just had a baby not too long ago, and then I fucked my wife till the baby damn near come out. In fact, she used to sit on my lap and bounce.
Right.
That's
dope
memory. But
This
a
nigga.
lot of I know I'm telling the truth.
That's family
I'm
bonding.
telling the truth. But
Family bonding.
But a lot of cats, when their wife get pregnant or whatever, they don't pay them no mind, even afterwards. And what is that postpartum depression or whatever women suffer from? She might be suffering from that. So maybe he didn't, and plus he on the road and middle of the, it's the highlight of the playoffs and all that. But like you say, Zo, I think what you said is true. It must be some, because she got her own TV show. And it's all women. Have you seen that? You got her own little TV cooking show.
But
and every once in a while, the man will come on.
But nobody would call her a narcissist. Nobody would say, you're a narcissist, because it's got to be about you.
Right.
If you got a good man who's an honorable man who busts his ass to take care of you and the family, why would you compete with him? Why would you even want to?
That's a good question.
We go around everything but the truth. It's a wicked bitch. It's a wicked bitch. She can't control that demon inside her that envies him.
Wow.
She can't control it. You know it. When a woman is down for you, she'll never step on you in the streets in front of nobody.
You
She
right
won't
about that
do it.
now.
She'll hold, even if she had something she was mad about,
She'll hold it.
it.
Yep.
I'm not finna make
Right.
him look stupid out here. I'm
Right.
with him.
And plus, on her platform with all them millions of followers, she know when she said it. And it's, look, we talking about it now. It's trending, ain't it? About this whole Steph and Ayesha thing. So
Gooch
you right,
told me
Corey.
about it earlier. I was laughing.
See?
Gooch said, this is a quote from Gooch the Great, and I thought it was one of the most profound ones he ever said in his life. Simp is the new pimp. Trife is the new wife.
Wow.
Now you tell me he lying. All the trifling hoes get wifed up. Because the simp's in charge. They don't know how to go out here and grab a woman that's going to be solid with you, knowing your ups, your downs. Man, these motherfucking niggas ain't doing that. These motherfuckers going out here getting motherfuckers what they like.
Damn. That's heavy.
That's the whole NBA. All y'all wives ain't shit. That's why all y'all players be fucking them. Shit, they be fucking your mamas. Am I
Ladies and
lying,
gentlemen,
though?
Man-Sions is out here, ladies and gentlemen. Man-Sions.
Wow.
Hey, it's a real discussion that must be had. We live in this type of society that's a competition-based society. That's a capital-based society. Is Corey Holcomb telling me the women these celebrities married never stop looking over their husband's shoulders? For the most part. They're always looking for the next best situation to manifest. It never ends. Because look at Steph. What average African-American man is going to compete with Steph in terms of social accolades, sports accolades, $200 million contract? It's not like the next dude going to step in like that. Or
let me
is
tell
it?
you something. Do not underestimate wood. Niggas be putting wood on these hoes, boy.
Talk about it now.
I'm here to tell you, dog, your girl might love you. Your girl might love you. But it's a nigga with a backpack and a bus pass who healthy than a motherfucker laying wood on your bitch, and she wanna stop fucking with him. It's just she can't. She addicted to this motherfucker. That's why men don't want their girl fucking around, because they fuck around, find some wood out here that change the family structure.
Damn. Wow.
Why? This is the things that you never hear about on Oprah and Dr. Phil.
It's
but
true.
It's real deal Holyfield. You dig what I'm trying to tell you?
True or false, Corey? True or false,
I ain't
Corey?
saying wood could keep a woman forever, but I'm telling you, wood can interfere with your motherfucking your cohesive relationship.
Absolutely.
Wood can interfere with it.
So let me ask you this, Corey. True or false? Most women should love themselves as much as they love toxic men with good dick.
Ooh, damn.
What you asking me?
Yes, sir. True or false?
I'm just saying, man. It's too much destruction that they are attracted to. You get what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Like, if you put them in a situation like Steph Curry broad got. We can call her broad now, am I right? after that, we can call her a broad. Steph Curry broad is in the dream situation. Little albino boy won MVP unanimously. And she out here putting nonsense in the street about her family. Have we heard about Steph Curry with hoes and all that shit? It ain't been out there.
It
I'm
ain't
not
been
saying it ain't. He ain't fucking with hoes
Right.
because we men. We know how it goes.
He got that wholesome appearance.
But bitch, you are in a position that you would never be in because you ain't even no raw bitch if you really ask me. You not raw. I done seen some cold hoes out here who don't need makeup on, who don't need, they just show up and you be like, God damn, God was on some motherfucking, he was on some real shit when he was making you. He was in his detail that day.
He was like, shit, this one.
Right, a lot of you bitches come from a mold. God was like, I don't feel like doing this shit today. I'm gonna put these bitches in this mold. Get this bitch a long eyebrow. Get this bitch a fat mouth. You know what I'm saying? But some of these women out here are raw. And Steph didn't even go for raw. He was loyal.
Wow.
Because he didn't marry her off. Look.
True.
Maybe she peaked too soon. Maybe she was the baddie when he got with her. Now she's the fatty.
Ooh, fatty face for sure. She got that Cabbage Patch doll face.
I'm just saying, like, maybe they peaked at different times.
Bitch, are you chewing bubble gum? What the fuck is that? Why your jaw so big?
I'm saying it happens sometime. The baddie in high school be the fluffy at the reunion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, he looked real goofy back in the day, but now he's superstar Steph Curry. So she might be feeling the pressure to keep up.
How you think he feel though, man? I'm wondering what has he
used
said
to
anything? That would be
He numb to it.
he numb to it. He didn't say nothing about it. Yeah.
He's been beaten down so much. See, let me tell you something, man. When I saw his daughter in his lap at that press conference, I knew everything I knew to know about his household. He don't run
He
shit.
didn't have no control.
Right.
Yeah.
When you in control, even your kids, when you say, hey, they be like, oh, it's the boss. It's the boss right here.
Right.
When your woman runs shit, the kids, the dog, the goldfish, everything in chaos. The goldfish be spitting bubbles at niggas when the bitch run out. You ain't Aquaman, motherfucker.
Yeah, she was tearing up the microphone and everything. In the press conference.
Maybe it's childish for any woman or man to think that the person you with will fulfill you or satisfy you. Maybe she's disillusioned. Maybe this lifestyle and, you know, all the attention that her husband gets, maybe she's disillusioned.
But you know the answer.
What is it?
Wood. Wood,
Lumber.
and let down.
Wood and let down.
Let down. How we fuck hoes and we ghost them for about 3 weeks to a month till they name pop back up in the phone. We be like, fuck, let me call this bitch. They be like, yeah, come on. You gonna hang with me this time? Yeah, I'm gonna hang in you. And then they still let you come through. That she got to be destroyed. She got to. Once a woman realizes she ain't shit, that's when she open to a real relationship with a man. But when they think that they are somebody, it's almost impossible to make them happy.
So how can Steph call his woman to the floor for outing him in public like this?
You mean should he or how should he?
How should he do it?
Shouldn't do it in public. I know if I was playing against Steph,
get her though.
Well, if I was playing against Steph,
You be talking hella shit in
I'd
that
be like,
nigga's
boy,
ear.
I'm about to get loose like your wife, boy. We about to run y'all like your wife be running the street.
Whisper his wife's number.
Right,
in
I'm about to
his
give you
ear.
some attention, boy. Tell your girl she can get some too. You know? I use that as a tactic to beat them.
Somebody on Houston might do that tonight.
Right.
Actually,
You
Somebody
ain't
might
shit. Your
say-
bitch
somebody
told
might
us
do
you ain't shit. Right.
if he have an off game tonight, we know why. That's for damn sure.
I might have missed, but I'm about to shoot up in your bitch, nigga.
I can't miss that shot, nigga.
You better not let me. Boy, you niggas be ready to shoot my ass.
You missed that shot, but your wife don't miss these. Oh man.
So how does he talk to her? What does that conversation sound like?
What do you mean? It's gonna be a simple ass conversation, dog. This is motherfucking 2019. These niggas ain't in control.
Because based on her doing that, it says to me he ain't that kind of dude to put her straight. You know what I mean? Because if she was,
shit.
she would never do that. It's no reason for her to come out of pocket. And I'm wondering why now. I'm thinking she might have been fucking already.
Uh-oh.
Might
This
have
is
been.
the smokes. Am I right? She
You don't
already
know
giving it
these
up.
NBA players be on the road. They be on the road. Old girl Doug Christie.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
I mean, old boy Doug Christie, his wife went with him
I
on the road.
remember that. You're right. Yep.
Punked him out in front of the
Yep,
nation.
sure
God
did.
damn it.
Sure
Punked
did.
made him look stupid
Sure did.
in front of the nation. How we got to do this? Because we got the motherfucking
Just move down a little
super
bit.
brother extraordinaire in the house.
We
Have you
gonna,
met Rizza?
I believe we met last time. Salam alaikum, right?
we gonna have a hella balanced conversation now.
He got the wool coat on in May.
Look,
Nigga got a shotgun under that motherfucker.
Weather is
Don't
crazy
fuck
in
with Rizza.
California.
By any means necessary.
This is that Corey Holcomb special.
Right.
One man shouldn't have so much power.
Right.
Pardon, brother. The traffic was awkward.
Nah, man, you good, you good, you
Trust me,
good.
I know that. I did it before.
Man.
We was just setting it up. So here we are. We talking about the Ayesha Curry thing.
Understood.
We talking about men in relationships. Men are always groomed to be responsible, to be accountable. You fuck up, you clean up. Because life ain't going to clean it up for you. Yeah, I done had uncles telling me all types of shit. Say, nigga, you got that bookstore up there? I said, yeah. He said, you charging them niggas to come in there and listen to you? Nah. Fuck is you doing wasting your time? Okay, so we get held accountable for everything.
Yes.
You understand? Dig? Women get to say shit that if the shoe was on the other foot, they would be mad at us for 10 years. They would, you know, if they so chose to stay with us, they would be mad at us for 10 years and recook that beef every time we had a problem. All I'm saying is this woman came out, said some real foul shit.
True.
Basically, I want male attention outside of my husband just to assuage my ego. Now, no disrespect to Jada Pinkett and all them folk over there at the red table or whatever. No disrespect. I mean no disrespect. But this is how we get stronger. There's a belief system that iron sharp is iron.
Yes.
And men tend to be a part of that, you know, imagery. You know, men going at each other, challenging each other.
Right.
Women got to do the same thing. I believe Jada should have called out her ego.
Yes.
This ain't even about your husband. This is about your own weaknesses. No, the women in that room were talking about how because you turned your radar off, you can't see the attention that you're seeking. They didn't even deal with the ego. Corey got it.
But Jada is in just as bad a position, and she an OG. Jada was a beautiful woman, but she wanted to look like Iron Man. She wanted to be an Avenger. So she went and got her face done. She said, I want the Iron Man special. She snapped her finger. And I'm just saying, nobody say this stuff about these people. Only reason I'm saying it because she a public figure. It's not personal. It's just me saying it. Like if she was just some lady I knew, I wouldn't say that. But I'm saying by her being a public figure, by her having a girl on the show, making a fool out of herself and her family, you know what I'm saying? I think it's time that Jada get called out for her issues she got going on. Because look, her mama ain't got no surgery, right? And her mama is
Mama
a
look
good, attractive
delicious.
woman.
Mama
I
look
think
good.
Jada was attractive, but these girls want to be Avengers.
Next time, aim for the head.
You know, the other thing about Ayesha,
Thanos jaw ass.
that totally, as a man, the whole society, particularly for black men, they want to, you know, take away our masculinity. She just cut him off at the knees by putting that out in public like that, man. I mean, come on. You going to tell the whole world on a platform like that where you got hundreds of millions of followers and all that, basically, my husband ain't serving, pretty much. You know?
Wow.
That's just a cold love, man.
Yeah.
Rizza?
I think I watched maybe the first 2 or 3 minutes of that when she began to talk about her not feeling, so much as a woman because she doesn't feel like she's getting enough male attention, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, this all goes back to the love or the lack thereof from the father, even, at the early stages. It also goes into an area of, okay, you're getting love from an area, but you don't feel like you're getting enough. All right. We are the only group of people who broadcast our bedroom practices in front of the world.
Wow. Come on.
For the majority, as a group. There are individuals in every other group who do this, but as a group, we promote our bedroom practices. We promote what we are getting or not getting in the bedroom. We promote all of our interests as though we are interested in having more than one partner. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if I'm married, I need to have a level of respect for my relationship, even if it's not perfect. Will and Jada do not come out publicly about everything that goes on in their relationship.
Right.
But right now, Jada, because of her Red Table Talk, which has won an award, she encourages an atmosphere where people can come out and say things publicly that is being viewed by hundreds of millions of people, which I don't agree with as it pertains to people promoting what is going to destroy or become a detriment to their relationship. And it's the image of black and brown people, black women, black men. And we can't sit here while we're trying to progress. We are now becoming destructive against our own progression. So I don't like it.
So I asked these two brothers before you walked in, if it happens to you and you love your woman, how do you approach her after doing some public besmirching of your name?
It don't happen to you.
How does it happen? What do you do? Are you looking to go to the minister and get a divorce? Tell me.
Oh, you asked me how would I handle that?
How would you handle
I wouldn't
that?
be with a woman who would do something like that.
But
but if I am, let's just say in opposite land, if I happen to be with a woman who had
opposite land,
right?
I knew Rizza was gonna say he wouldn't be with somebody like that.
Oh no, it's
Ain't
not
no real
my.
motherfucker.
Yeah, because we all have character flaws. Everyone has something that they're working on. And none of us are perfect. So absolutely, that happens to be a flaw that my woman would not possess because that's something that she would have matured out of. And I absolutely will help her with that by giving her that love as her man, giving her that security, giving her that acknowledgement, that validation, that upliftment, all of that. But if she were to come to me after having done something like this, once again in opposite land, ladies, not in the real world, my first question to her would be, what is it that you feel I am not doing?
Mm-hmm. But see,
and that'll be the first. That's not the only one, but that's the first question.
That's today's topic.
Male accountability.
The man automatically. Hey,
I
what did I
blame
do?
you first. Right. I can't blame you first. I can start going into after I ask you, what is it that you feel I have not provided?
Wow.
What is it that you feel would damage this relationship if you were to come to me and say what you feel I'm not providing? Do you feel that you're going to damage my ego? Do you feel that I'm going to want to go and be with another woman and lay down with another woman because you've confronted me with something that I need to work on? Is there something that you feel you will say that will end this relationship with me running away rather than me facing it and encouraging us to build through it? See, a lot of brothers have to bring the ego down. And a lot of us as men, our pride sometimes gets in the way of our progress.
But see, you talking about.
So you asked me how I would handle it.
Yeah, that's an emotionally mature way to handle it.
Yes, sir.
Because what you just described was the opposite of a passive aggressive response.
Absolutely.
You took the emotions out of it.
Right.
You took the criticism out of it.
Right.
And you just said, what is it that maybe on my end,
right,
I'm not providing? You took the accountability road.
Yes.
But then on the other side, I think what's missing a lot of times is women aren't held accountable.
And that, like I said, that will be the next question.
Because that's why I say we go back.
Accountability is first.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's okay, now on your end.
Right.
Why did you feel that it was safe enough for you to broadcast something like that in public when we are, as a group of people, slowly coming into a more stable position? Why did you feel that it wasn't in the best interest of the people and our relationship to keep that private?
Right.
Why didn't you take it upon yourself to take charge and say, I'm about to say this to him, whether if he likes it or not, but at least I can say I said it to his face and gave him the chance for us to build through it, or let him know that, look, I don't like this and I'm going to be a woman about it, because you always want us to be the man.
Right.
So why don't you be the woman?
Corey Holcomb. You remember Dr. Mark Goulston?
That name.
You used to always call him, Corey would always, Why you always answering questions with questions, Dr. G?
That's what he did.
He used to stay on his ass. Dr. G said something powerful, though.
Mm-hmm.
He said, this is how you know you got a good partner.
Mm-hmm.
He said, when you're in trouble, they will fight for you.
That's how you do it.
He said, when somebody challenges you, they will stand with you.
Yes.
And when you're wrong, they'll stand up to you in private.
Yes. They'll stand
It
up
is.
for you in public, even when you're wrong. But they
Even
will
when you're
sta-
wrong. But
they will
stand up to you
in
in
private.
private.
Correct.
Go ahead, Corey.
That's the mature. No, that's the mature ideal version. Yes.
Yeah.
With Rizza in here, I had to cool out a little bit.
No, you don't.
No, you don't
I love you, brother.
understand. You don't
You know I love you. You know I
Because
love
I
you,
want to ask Rizza. I don't
Go
want to ask-
ahead.
Why do you think, this is just an opinion,
Of
why
course.
do you think she did it?
What Ayesha Curry?
Yeah.
Or now I know where Corey's going.
No, I feel so good because I read his mind.
Oh man.
Rizza wanted to say because she a funky ass bitch, but he's not built like that. He's not gonna say that about that woman. He don't do that. That's why he was like, now Corey. I'm like,
Man, look, Corey, that's his translation. That's Corey's King James Version translation of the truth. The way I'd say it is she has a character flaw or an immaturity that she must grow through to understand that there are certain things you do not do. And it's specifically when it comes to being a black man or black woman in America. Why? Because that thing she did possibly set us back as a connecting relationship between black men and black women, especially young black men and black women. I'm just saying, possibly.
Surviving Curry.
Wow.
But they gonna make the
reality
show
series.
now.
One of my mentors, the great Dr. Ray Richardson, who's now she's 98 years
Wow.
young, I believe.
Wow.
She would say the most black women that have problems in a relationship with a black man, you got to look at their relationship with their father.
Yes.
And a lot of them are looking for daddy. And no matter what you may do as a male partner, you can't make them happy. You know, she said, a young lady came and said, I want to be happy. She said, well, be my guest. What's stopping you? Because there's always something they feel is like that piece of the fruit that you can't quite reach. So no matter what a man does, it's something. And that sounds like what Aisha's problem is. I don't know what I started looking into what was her relationship with her daddy. Maybe
the
they
first
had
question.
some kind of faulty, you know what I'm saying?
That's the first
She looking
question.
for daddy. And maybe Steph can't give her that need. So now she out here looking for daddy from other dudes.
Daddy from other dudes.
The other dude, Dad.
Other dude is my daddy.
Yeah.
God
You know?
damn
And
it.
this is a real thing. This is a real thing. That is something, and mind you, okay, there are many angles that people can look at as it pertains to that conversation she had, but it also highlights something which is very thick, which is a lot of women are still suffering with abandonment issues from their father. It is a big deal. Oh, you better cut it out, man.
What was that?
I'm gonna record Holcomb. This brother playing Darth Vader. Oh, come on. So that is something that a lot of them still suffer with, and some of them will say it. Some of them will honestly say listen, you know what? I'm a grown woman, but I'm still suffering from the abandonment issues of my father. Or some of them have their father in their life, but their father is not able to be a father, and when they're going through issues in their relationship, they still want to go to their father for help, but he's not able to fulfill, the need or answer the question. So this is a struggle that a lot of women are still going through.
Are you telling
not
me?
making excuses, but that is also another equation.
Are you telling me? Because I've been thinking about this. Because I met this older lady. She was at the courthouse, and she was lamenting the fact that women are different now
Yes.
than they were in her generation. And we did a show around her, and we talked about that show was called Fuck It, I'll Do It. Because Big Mama was a fuck it, I'll take care of it kind of person.
Big Mama handle business.
You understand? So that kind of woman is going away. And now it leads me to this question for the millennial.
Let's go.
Are millennial women incapable of being down like 4 flat tires? It's just not the generation that they're part. It's not.
Wow.
It's not how our.
That right there is a good question.
Are they incapable of riding? Because she's 30 years old. To me, that's a 10-year-old 3 times.
I just feel like I've been robbed of my of my sorcery credibility.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying. I think I can look into the future and look. I know I never get credit from the girls. They're always who I thought they were. I'm really never wrong. And when they come out the bag, they don't even say, you know what, you was right about me. I ain't about shit. You know what I'm saying? They always, even as they leave, they be acting like I still fucked up. But I told you you're not worthy of that. You're worthy of visits for skeet relief. That's what you're worthy of. Now, it sounds evil, but if you just look at what's happening, I want somebody to tell me where I'm wrong. The women who I think are about something, they normally be about something. Even if it go bad, we still can figure out what we got to figure out in a way where we are still friends. But the ones that I always told them they wasn't shit, it always ends with a fuck you.
Wow.
And it's like, what we do, we talk around ain't shit bitches. But America is 70%, and I'm being nice. 70% ain't shit bitches. And if you want to do a research about this, let's do it. Let's spend the money. I'll put up some money to show you. The bitches you have on your shows, they don't be about shit. I'll be like, looking at them like, if you don't shut the fuck up.
I'll say this way. I can say it this way, and this is what makes me think here. Seeing how you brought and just seeing
Give these youngsters a chance. Go
America
ahead,
into the
Rizza.
equation. The one thing I look at right now is I'm looking at, okay, first of all, this millennial generation is a result of the production of the mothers who came before it. So if the mothers were not educated, these daughters are not going to be that educated. If the fathers were not that educated, then the sons will not be that educated. If the fathers are a-holes, low lives, they don't do nothing but just cause damages and destructions wherever they go, then that's exactly what they produce for the majority. But this generation, the major difference between this one and all the rest of them is that we have access to information on our own. 1. 2, we can actually educate ourselves. We can go to YouTube and look up whatever to learn anything at the flick of a switch, at the press of a button, really quick. 3, a lot of us don't agree with our parents. And because of that, we will rebel against what they're doing. And 9 times out of 10, if what they're doing is wrong, we're going to do what is right because we know that that's going against what the hell they're doing. And because we don't agree with them. I'm just saying for this generation, how we operate now. In this age of information, a lot of them do not agree with what's going on with the parents. And a lot of them are saying, you know what, I'm not doing that. If it's wrong, I ain't doing that. If it's right, some of them still saying the same thing. I ain't doing that. Just because my parents are doing it, I want to do the opposite. That's how this generation has been operating. So the good thing I can say about that is a lot of the women who are not that educated, a lot of the men who are not that educated are forcing this generation to become educated because they don't want to be like their parents. It might sound interesting. It might sound weird, but that's really how it is in this generation. A lot of them today are saying, I don't want to be like you, or I want to be better than you, or whatever. And by any means, whether if I got to get a job at 15, 16, I'm going to get the hell up out of this house. I'm going to learn what I need to learn so that I can change my future so that I don't end up like you.
In what ways, because Rizza, you're onto something. In what ways do many men, black men in particular, blame women, their women, for their own unresolved emotions?
In what way?
In what ways do some men do that? Blame their woman for their own unresolved emotions and trauma that they've been through. How do men blame women in that way?
The thing is, we have to take away the term blame and we have to put the term accountability or responsibility for a self-perpetuating, what is it called? I believe, self-fulfilled prophecy.
Yes.
Is the term.
Yes.
We have to help women by letting them know, listen, I know you may not want to look at this, but in order for you to evolve into the woman you want to be, you have to look at what is preventing you from becoming that. If you have daddy issues, you have to face that. If you have issues with men or abandonment, you got to face that. And we have to come at it from a perspective of, I want you to help you to see this so that you can get to that next level where you actually want to be. Not to look at what's wrong with you. You stupid, you dumb. It's the energy has to be different.
Right, but can you teach the unwilling?
No. If a person's not willing to learn, you can't force them to do anything. No. But you can at least bring it to their attention. After that, you put your hands off of it. Once you bring it to their attention, then it's up to them whether or not they want to change.
Corey, Lacey?
You can't say to these hoes, you must be a titan in front of them. And the wise bitches will follow. If you are the titan that's coming out your mouth, they are going to recognize that. And even if they don't have it in them to be around you, you will see it's a form of respect they give you as they leaving. You have to be the titan.
I want to go back to what you said, Zoe, about the millennium. The first woman I had a long relationship with, I was 19, she was 29, and we had my daughter. That was my first child. But she was one of them old school black women like my mother was and like my aunt was for my uncles. I mean, I would come in 12, 1 o'clock at night, I'll take off my underwear, my drawers wouldn't even hit the floor. She'd grab them. I come in, she have some food. Give me all the loving I needed, wake up in the morning and all that. But it was a way that black women catered to a black man, you know, without being necessarily subservient, but that was just what they feel. Now, I didn't ask for none of that. That's just what she would do. When I would come in, food would be on the table. Whoop, whoop, whoop. She would just cater to me as a queen does to a king. And then somehow with all the, you know, the white Jewish women came in with, you know, the women's lib and all of this sort of thing, and they started making black women particularly feel, oh, you ain't gotta serve your man, you ain't gotta do this, and you your own women, and it kind of caused this friction between black men and women.
Now he's going to the real source now.
We got away from what we naturally inherently did. This goes all the way back to Africa, when the queens took care of the king, and it was just a natural thing. I wouldn't say, hey, bitch, where my food? You know, I just walk in and the food would be there. So somehow we got away from all of that with, you know, these white and Jewish women with the women's lib movement telling black men, now you ain't got to. Then the whole color purple phenomenon, Alice Walker pretty much saying that every black man ain't shit. If you look at the first image of the movie, it's a bee pollinating a flower. Procreation. What's the last image? The two women playing patty cake and Danny Glover's character walking out with his horse.
Right.
So basically what they telling you, these niggas ain't shit. Get with a woman, encouraging lesbianism. What you do in your bedroom, I don't give a damn. But I'm just saying, this is the messages they started promulgating to get into the woman's mind. I bet you if you looked at the charts, lesbianism went up exponentially after that movie was released. Because every black man in that movie went, except for Lawrence Fishburne's character, and he wasn't in there but for 2 seconds. So all of this stuff has been pushed and socially engineered to separate the black family, plus the whole crack cocaine and getting the black man out of the equation. So it's no wonder we having problems.
Would you say coming out publicly is kind of like emotional blackmail? trying to force him to do some different shit at the crib by coming out publicly and saying some reckless shit like that. Because let's not put it past motherfuckers now. Emotional blackmail is real.
Oh yeah,
in
black
relationships
men with a lot of emotions. Yes, that exists.
And I'm saying for her, she probably is using emotional blackmail by saying some reckless shit about her husband because she wants him to change or do something different at the crib.
Wow.
It happens. It exists. And once again, the wrong way to do it is that way. You cannot publicly bash your man on the enemy's platform who benefits from your degradation, who put in place your degradation by removing your name, your culture, your language, your religion, your God, and then all of a sudden you think you're going to use the same damn platform to, by some way of blackmail indirectly, vicariously through these microphones and on Jada Pinkett's show with her husband, and you think this is going to in some way encourage me at home watching this to want to do right by you. That is not how you handle business.
I'm at work.
Come on, bro.
My work is war.
Yes, sir.
It's the playoffs.
This is not how
I got to put out this other nigga's eye.
Yeah.
This other eye got to get put out so I can win this series.
See,
you out here talking reckless with fucking
She metaphorically did what the white slave master did to us when they lived. She castrated your brother.
Castrated him. Now, see, now, mind you, a lot of women say, well, no, and a lot of women say, well, no, she had to do it that way. No. First of all, if you're not in that relationship, you cannot comment on anything dealing with a person in their relationship. You know nothing about it. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Everybody on the outside commenting on social media said you don't know a goddamn thing of what's going on in that person's personal relationship. That's number one. Number two, if there's something going on in that relationship and you can't resolve it between you two, then go to the next phase. We used to go to our parents. We used to go to his mother, her mother, and let's talk to them. Who was there for the wedding? Go to them and then say, listen, he's not doing this. Let the mama handle him if she's in his life. Let the father handle him if he's in his life, etc. And the same thing, vice versa. Well, listen, I love your daughter. I married her. I don't feel that she's doing this. Let her handle her daughter, etc. That's how it used to be, and that was safe. You kept it in the family.
That's right.
You kept it with the elders who went through all the crap that y'all going through with the wisdom, and that way they kept you together. That way your ego is protected on both ends. You feel secure on both ends. It's not all out in the public. So that way now you don't come out all of a sudden smiling because everybody's going to remind you of the nonsense you just talked about a month ago. Yeah, y'all niggas wasn't saying that a month ago. See, and then you damage the ability of people in our generation to want to aspire to become a husband or a wife. Now you go ahead and feed into that stereotype of, well, I ain't getting married because marriage ain't nothing but a damn problem.
Wow.
It's too much going on with this.
Corey Holcomb?
You started out talking about accountability.
Yes, sir.
Accountability.
What I know of Steph Curry is he grew up with a mom and a dad in the house.
Right.
Steph Curry's wife is a reflection of his father's failure.
Damn.
Because I can't even see Steph Curry's father walking up to him and saying it like he should. Hey, what's the problem with your motherfucking woman? Why is she talking like that about you?
That's right.
Why would she have the courage to go on a show and bring your name up without all of the glory and lights you deserve?
Oh.
Can you see Steph Curry father talking to him like that? I can't see him talking to him like that.
You talking about Dale?
If he came
Dale Curry.
If he came up with a man like that, he wouldn't have no wife like that.
Fuck is you doing?
That's real talk.
Who is that bitch?
That's real
Daddy,
talk.
this is my girl. Don't bring that bitch over here.
Don't you raise your voice in my house.
Right. That girl a heathen.
And see, and the way
hussy. That's the word.
And the
that
way,
old school word.
Yeah, hussy.
And the other OGs, how the other OGs would do it, they would look straight at him and say, what the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing or not doing in that house? Why is your woman not happy with you? Now,
Well,
is
that's
there
a way to
that's-
look at it. We
Then they
went
say,
through
so is there
that.
something going on with her or is there something going on with you? I'm just saying how some of the fathers, how my uncles are, they look at me and say, hold on, wait. Why is your woman talking like this? What are you doing, Rizza?
Rizza, let
or
me
what are
tell
you
you.
not doing?
No, Rizza.
That's the first.
Check this out.
That's
It's
another
something
area.
It's something wrong with him because you said it when you first came on, and that was the truth. You wouldn't even be around nobody like that.
No.
Off top.
No.
You would not be somewhere. You didn't put this girl in the forefront to represent you.
Right.
You're not going to do that, Rizza. I
where
don't
the
even
accountability
know you
comes in.
over a year. But I know you not
No,
gonna do
that's
that.
why I said at the very beginning, I would not be with anyone or have anyone around me like that who would do something like that.
So you see why it falls
there's
on Steph?
There's accountability
It's
on
not
both
even
ends.
on her. She belonged to the game.
To the giz
So
name.
it's a very heavy, it's a very sticky situation. Curry, spicy situation. No pun intended. But at the same time, we literally need to look at the fact of, brother, what are you doing or not doing? 2, what have you said or not said to her? 3, what was your agreement between one another? Because there's
Everything
something
my wife
people
said
don't
out
know.
there in the streets is my fault. Everything she do out there is
That's
my
where the
fault.
accountability comes in.
If that's my
crazy.
wife, it's my fault. That's who I cuffed. That's who I put out here as Mrs. Curry. Or in my case, Miss Holcomb. Whatever Miss Holcomb do in the streets,
She represents you. Yes, the woman
it's
represents the man.
my fault.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening
talk.
to Man-Sions on Dash Talk X. This is the man version of the voice of reason. Let me tell you what today's topic is. I take full responsibility.
Yes,
The
sir.
Male Relationship Accountability Show. What does male relationship accountability look like? Now, you just heard Rizza. You've heard my good friend from Oaktown. Tell them who you are, man, so they could know. The people are
Donald
watching
Lacey.
you right now. Donald Lacey, comic, playwright, on-air personality.
Gonna help me do some big things.
Do you understand what I'm saying? He's a cold piece of work in the game with the young wise man, our brother, Rizza Islam and Corey
I
Holcomb.
love Rizza Islam.
I love you too, bro.
Now-
I do, man.
Now, this is healthy debate, a healthy discussion.
Yes.
Because
Really healthy.
something
Yes.
was pointed out here. Both these men bottom lined it back to the original point of the topic. I take full responsibility.
Yes.
I chose this woman and all her mental and emotional infirmities. Now, that makes me responsible.
That's right.
Now, watch this. Flip it the other way. Does that make her responsible for choosing you?
I don't get chose by no bitch.
Well, that's
I choose bitches.
Come on.
Don't ever think a bitch chose me.
Come on.
Now that's not ooh.
Go ahead.
These young boys need to
Please.
understand.
No, that's real talk.
You can't never get chose. You got to choose. This your legacy.
Teach.
If you make that mistake and get chose, you gonna be around here wondering where your kids at, wondering where your life at. You got to choose. You the man. I chose you.
That's real talk.
This the one I said, okay, this one everybody, this one everybody. If your woman choose you,
You already in
my
trouble,
God.
man.
Oh my
I want to
God.
go back to something the brother said, or somebody, maybe Corey said
I
it,
love this.
about bringing them in front of the village. Because remember when you was young and you bring a girl to the house, soon as that broad leave, pops and moms will get, hey, that bitch is shaky. You better,
Right.
You better watch. We don't trust. They would also, I'm thinking, what was the relation? What, like you said, Corey, what was the relationship between Pops and Steph, where somehow the baton got dropped?
Simp situation.
Exactly. I'm saying somewhere, because my daddy wouldn't have let me take no broad from my wife that wasn't. I mean, he couldn't have stopped me if I was going to be a punk and go like that, but he would have told me, hey, man, that broad.
I'm going to tell you what happened with my
He'll tell you
son.
exactly what that broad is going. You know what I'm saying?
In
My
a
son-
village,
go ahead.
as the brother was saying, in a village, you do what is best for the village. They paired those together who were the best for the village's purpose, meaning people did not allow individuals to just run around and pick whoever that could not benefit their agenda. Right now in the Jewish community, they put everything around their child once they're born. They put everything around the room, pictures, they put on walls, different things of the profession that they want their child to go into. If they say, we want this child to be a doctor, or we want him to be a lawyer. In the Jewish community, they
That's
put
right.
everything around the room of being a lawyer. They put books, they put pictures, they put all the different people who were the best lawyers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In our community, we embrace exactly what the Caucasian put on us, which is do whatever to whoever, with whoever, and whatever.
Come on.
Wow.
Whatever. No accountability, no nothing. No responsibility, no nothing. As a matter of fact, do everything that we used to do, but now we do the opposite. Nigga be a nigga. Go ahead while we take everything from you.
Wow.
Go ahead and run around, insane and uncontrolled and spazzed out like you ain't got no
Come on,
goddamn
bruh.
sense, and just be completely everything that we used to be. Be a savage, be a cave beast, just like we used to be. So now the black man, for the majority, has become the nigga, has become the white man in black skin, as Minister Farrakhan said, because though, yes, women didn't necessarily choose us entirely, but for the majority, they still do. They just don't say it. A woman chooses a man mentally and emotionally long before you know anything about her. She has already studied you. She's looked at you. She's analyzed you. She looked up and down your profile pics. She checked out who your top friends are to see if they are the same friends that she has in her social media platform. And then she makes about 10 or 20 phone calls to see if anybody in her family or her circle knows you or has done anything with you or to you, just to make sure first. And then by the time you become aware of who the hell she is, that's when you start inquiring about her. But she 9 times out of 10 has already inquired about you mentally. She just hasn't made it known. So, and I'm only saying all of that so that we can understand on this point, we have to verify with not only those within the intellectual realm, meaning our parents, our grandparents, if they have their right mind, to see, Grandpa, what do you think about this woman here? We need to get more into the bringing them around the family. I go to the when I have been in a relationship, I went to the family. I went to the family. And see, that's another thing. A man, accountability wise, I need to know what I'm getting into. Because if I decide to lay my seed in you, then that means I've invested in this soil. Is this soil fertile land? Is this going to give me a good benefit, or is this going to give me hell? Are my crops going to be beneficial to the nation, or are they going to be detrimental and destructive? I need to know what I'm putting myself into. So the man has to be accountable to go and verify that. She also has to be accountable to see whether or not he is a good man to plant or invest his seed within her as well. So it has to be accountability on both ends.
There we go.
So as we out here, if we are above average, and I'm just being for real, like when you above average, you gonna get chose. What Rizza said, the woman that checked
yes.
you out already. You above average, you gonna get chose. Rizza,
Absolutely.
Is a great speaker and on his way to be something great, as far as I'm concerned. This man is a screenplay writer. Zoe, the voice of reason, and Corey Holcomb, whatever you want to call him. I know.
Comic legend.
I know a female will choose you, but her choosing you shouldn't matter about nothing. Who you are
Come on, man.
will be studied if you worth it to me.
Teach.
And if who you are is about something, then you got a shot with the other ones that I done already chose.
Real talk.
Anything other than that is a goddamn lie.
Corey.
So watch
Come on,
this.
Corey.
So Corey,
It's a goddamn lie.
what you just said. Hey, watch this. What he just said goes back to my next question. Ayesha Curry got Steph. Steph just signed a $200 million deal. MVP, champion, still young man. This leads me to my next question.
Michael Jordan married a bitch that waited for him at his car.
Uh-oh.
Don't fuck with them bitches that choose you.
Listen, watch this question, because it's coming right back to you.
Jack Bo. I said a name.
What kind? Listen
bad.
to this now. What kind of man does a woman really want? If Steph Curry got all of that and still is not content with what she has, what kind of man would satiate her desire then?
Well, here's where she really fucked up. Not only did you
Good question.
symbolically castrate your own man, which is dumb, but you got a whole lot of bras that been looking at him all the time saying, oh, shit, if wifey is out scandaling and looking around, now maybe I can get next. You just opened up a whole can of worms with your dumb ass. And here's the other thing in terms of choosing. I tell these young cats all the time, man, the women outnumber us, in particular the black women, as available black man, like you say, who is at least average, who got a little bit of sense, ain't in jail, ain't gay, whatever, ain't on drugs. Hard dick is at a premium right about now. You ain't gotta have you be the choosy. You can be very selective right about now, because a cat that just got halfway beat a sense, making a little bit of money, doing all right, ain't on drugs or whatever, and can service you and lay the wood, as you say. Hey man, we at a premium right now. So if anything, y'all need to put your numbers in the lottery and let us pick your number out the hat if you get lucky. So why would she open herself up to somebody who's well loved by? I'm sure it's
go back
plenty
to
of
the
women
question
desire
Zoe
it.
just said. I know it's Zoe. Ask that question one more time. So when I say I want people to fucking argue this answer, because I know the answer.
What kind of man does a woman really want?
I'm not talking about all women, but I will go as far as to say 80% of the women in this world want a motherfucking monster that they scared of. This is the man that they respect. This is the man that they... Man, this dude said this thing to me, and I used to do it as a joke, because it's the truth. He said, man, I started messing with two bras. One of them I treated her like a queen. I take my coat off, lay it down in the street for her. The other bitch, I stand on her head in the motherfucking streets. He said, that bitch I took my coat off for and treated her like a queen, that bitch dogged me out like I wasn't shit. Wow. And that bitch I dogged out, that bitch was there for me. That bitch was there for me. Now, this sounds barbaric. I'm aware of that. But why don't you run this? Why don't you run this thing on two girls you know? I want you to meet two girls, treat one of them like a princess, and treat the other one like she's your enemy.
Now watch this.
Watch what happens.
Now I'm gonna go to Rizza, because me and Rizza, we're of similar mind on this. But I've experienced what Corey just laid down. The majority of women that fuck with me are attracted to me because of what I know. But they don't really respect what I know, because they not in that level of thinking. They're not at that consciousness space. So at some point they get bored with that. They only really lock into me when they get a glimpse of the dark side.
The monster.
The ones that ain't, the ones that you don't gotta treat like a monster, that's the ones you take seriously. But it's rare.
It's rare.
You rarely run into a type of girl who wants you to treat her fair, vice versa, and y'all build from there. That's rare. You show me where you find somebody who got a girl like that. I watch people when they be with their women, and I be like, yeah, that's some bullshit right there. I can see it because I've been in this type of relationship.
Right. So I'm going to go to Rizza because I'm with Rizza on this.
I want to hear this.
I do feel like you have to at least attempt to point somebody you meet for an intimate relationship in a particular direction. I do feel like you have to at least attempt. I knew I was with the wrong motherfucker one day. After a few months, the girl told me she was getting ready to go to the store with her sister. I sat on her couch for about an hour. I got up and looked out the window. Her and her sister was in the middle of the street getting ready to beat up this nigga on a motorcycle. I just quietly backed away from the curtain, nigga. I knew. I said, God damn it, I done picked the wrong. Rizza, please step in here, brother.
I can't wait to hear what my brother Rizza got to say. Because he's younger than us, too, so you know that, right?
I do. I know, man.
Being in a family with 9 siblings, 5 boys, 5 girls. Born and raised in Compton, California. Mother was on drugs, gang banging, etc. was the regular, the norm. This is what I can say about women. Women are looking for survival. They are looking to survive. In this, spiritually, what this means is they are looking to seek God, and they are looking for a man who is serving and submitting to God. Now, in this generation, that's not what they're thinking. They're looking at survival. Money, cars, clothes. Can you pay my bills? Can you take care of my children? Survival. A man who is tough and who is secure, because another thing a woman needs is security. She needs to know that she can be maintained, she can be sustained, she can be uplifted, elevated, etc. If you can provide her with that security, if you can provide her with that maintenance, she will do whatever you need her to do. And the problem is, you have 2 types of men who will do it. You have the one who does it in the positive manner, who protects, who sustains, who maintains, provides everything that is needed, but is also tough and who is also a strong man. That is the man who she will respect entirely. But at the same time, these same attributes can be in a pimp. Tough. He maintains her. He sustains her. He provides everything that she needs, but he's tough in the way of being abusive. But at the same time, he's still providing everything that she needs. So the overall between both understandings is she is looking for he who will provide the most survival minded, survival movement, survival progression for herself and her family. It is survival overall. So that's why a pimp can get the same loyalty from a woman than a damn almost a pastor from a woman, because it's survival that they both have in common. Maintenance, maintaining, sustaining, providing for what this woman needs, including making her feel secure. But if a man is righteous, but he can't make a woman feel secure, then that will be a problem.
So are you saying a woman is a perpetual dependent?
No. No. Interdependent.
What is interdependent?
Interdependent.
They depend on each other.
They depend on one another to survive completely in society. Now, what I mean by this is, Corey, Corey,
I'm listening to you with respect.
If
we disagree, it's with respect.
He will agree on this, brother Corey. As all men, we have a physical, insatiable leaning where we want to get something off. We have this thing. It's about survival. But you may not want to be with that woman. However, that woman, you two will have an exchange. You're interdependent. You're interdependent.
This is good.
Whether if it's just for sex or whether if it's for a future of a family, you're still interdependent. Whether if it's to help with monetary or finances, or if it's to have that physical satisfaction, you're still interdependent. You'd rather do something with a woman than with a man, brother Corey.
Check this out.
That's interdependent.
I let him say that.
Now I only had to say that so we can understand we're on the same page.
I didn't mean to say like I let him say that.
Right,
what I'm saying is,
there you go.
I know you younger than me.
Oh yeah.
That's why it ain't even like I'm shocked you say that, because you don't believe that the world really is what it's showing you. I'm telling you, it is.
Oh no, I believe it. I just look at the
Ain't
cause.
no
interdependency.
Ain't none of that shit. when a bitch is fucking with you, I'm sorry, I don't even want to say that. When a woman is fucking with you for real, she gonna get behind you. And everything else she do is just to build up the empire. You watch the lions out there, the lionesses, they go hunt for the family. I mean, but really, they doing it for the king.
That's right.
When you are in a relationship that has a chance to work, you are around a woman who understands that she is not a man.
Come on.
She is not a man. Ayesha Curry thinks that she should be doing the same thing her man does.
Damn.
You can't be his woman if you're in competition with him.
It's impossible for her to be that. There is no interdependency. There is, look, I'm the man. And I promise you, as long as I'm breathing, I got you. And you can't just say it, you got to show it.
Right.
That's right.
She has to accept that. And when she does accept that about you, she will show you, not tell you nothing. She gonna show you, I fuck with you. And I fuck with you. Even if she make all the money.
That's right.
Even if she make all the money, she gonna fuck with you.
I fuck with you because of you, not because of what you do.
That's right.
Not because
this is
of
not
who
a
you are.
democracy.
Right.
And
You
that's
the
right,
man,
you are.
I'm behind you. Let's go get it.
That's right.
And I agree
Real talk,
100% with Corey. And this is why
There we
I
go.
agree, because he said when you are being the man. What does that mean?
Oh, yeah.
Being the man means that you are fulfilling exactly what is needed and required. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's getting every single thing, but it does mean you're doing the basic necessities of what she needs in order for her to feel secure, in order for her to feel certain about you. Like, okay, I know what Corey about, and Corey's always straight up with me. You know what? I can roll with that because that's what I'm about to. That's what I want. Cool. You being that man. That you're being that man. Like you said, I agree 100% with him. That's exactly correct. And a woman, as you said, even if she's making more money than you, if you are fulfilling what she needs and being the man for her, because different women want different men, but if you're being that man for her, she will be with you 10 toes
I ain't
down.
trying to put you on the spot. I want to ask you, do you think
Yeah,
that
get in the
it
mic.
is, I'm sorry, I want to ask you, Rizza, do you think that it is equal? Or do you think it's the man first, then come the woman?
We have different roles. Yeah, we have different roles. You saying equal first as far as who's above who, or who? What do you mean? Because we have different roles. A man is a man, a woman is a woman.
Okay.
Like the woman has to understand that she's a woman and I'm a man.
World, what could I use as an example? King and queen. Is it a king and a queen, or is it two people in charge and they
Vice regency.
Right.
That's the word.
I love
It's
that
a vice
word.
regency.
Vice regency.
Man and woman equal power.
Right. Do you think it's
That's
that?
a vice regency.
No, first thing is it's God first. That's the first thing that's
Of course.
out of the equation that we leave out of the equation. God is first. Women can lead. They can lead. However, because of the survival of the nation, which comes from the woman, she is protected from being out front as the leader. That's why the man must be out front. A king is also a protector of the entire nation.
But
including the
chess
woman.
is backwards.
Yes, chess is backwards. That's why chess is backwards. That's hence it being a game.
Deep.
And also you need to look at who was the inventor of chess. But chess is also a game.
But when you capture the king, it's checkmate.
It's
Capture
over.
the king is checkmate. Exactly. Because
Checkmate is an Arabic
Chess is
word.
what says chess backwards is say.
Because when you take out the king or the supreme
game's
ruler,
over.
the supreme ruler, the game is over.
damn.
And then you have what?
Right
You have
here,
the
boy. You
prize.
crazy.
Right.
You have the booty, the prize, the woman, or you have taken now the
Oh,
perpetual nation itself. That's why we have to protect it. So no, it's not the same. No, there are different positions. We have different roles. And like you were saying, a woman has to understand and respect, hey, I'm the man. And vice versa. I respect you as a woman. There are things a woman can do I can't do. Matter of fact, I would not want to carry a child in my belly for 9 months. I don't even want to experience that type of pain.
But
I respect you for being that, but you also have to respect the fact that I'm a man and you are a woman.
But I will say it's exceedingly
Tis her
unhealthy for your relationship if you're with a competitor.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Of course.
Absolutely.
No.
Wow.
You cannot be with somebody if you're
Super
trying to
deep.
compete against them. That does not work.
And
doesn't work.
especially in black Hollywood, black entertainment,
Absolutely.
you see a lot of husband and wives in competition with each other.
Constantly.
And this is an example of it. And I'm saying, if the red table gonna do this show, the red table got to call it out. If we really trying to heal, somebody got to say, look, sister, I was there before. I used to
wouldn't even
compete
do that
with my
Dwayne
man.
Wade commercial.
Come here. Do you get what I'm saying?
I wouldn't do them Dwayne Wade commercials. Not with my wife.
And she won a couple of the things.
She won all of them.
She won them.
Yeah.
I'll be like, wait a minute, what is this? No, this is separation tactics right here.
Right.
No, to a degree. No, that's
You know what I mean,
No,
Rizza?
no, that's real.
This is
That's
game
real.
right here.
Because what are you promoting in front of the world of people who are trying to attack you?
Right.
Oh, good. He's weaker now.
Right.
And what is he doing? He's promoting to other men to be weaker.
Right.
And the women, because you see, we at war. This is my main point. Above everything else, this is the point. We are at war. And what people don't understand is we are the ones put on in a show. We are also the same group of people who are not stable. We do not have everything in place that we need, but everybody else does. So you're telling me we have the ability and the time right now to sit here and play around as though we got it all like that? We don't have it like that. If everything shut down tomorrow, we'd be the number one group of people trying to depend on everybody else. Can you help me? Can you do that? Why the hell are you investing so much in entertainment? That Red Table Talk is extremely biased because they have had almost every single type of person who does not speak raw truth. I love Jada and I love them very much. However, if you don't put the raw truth up there, then the raw people who are watching are going to have an unrealistic mentality towards life. And when they get slapped by life itself, then who you going to blame? You can't blame. I can't blame you or me, but the people who I am looking up to are supposed to be giving me what is in my best interest, and you have to give me the raw truth. That's why Corey likes to speak. He's speaking raw.
This is what I'm talking on the 5150 show today.
And we all have a purpose for getting the raw truth.
The people who tell the truth get kicked off the internet.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course.
The minister.
That's what I'm talking about today at my show.
Hence why the minister was banned from Instagram and Facebook. They don't want nobody speaking the truth, whether it's about black and white relationships, whether it's about relationships between men and women, whether it's about the LGBT or about the war in Venezuela and oil vaccines, whatever. They don't want this. Matter of fact, whatever they make the most money from, if you speak the truth about it, you are the number one target.
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals, vaccines, the war in Venezuela, or anything dealing with America going in to kill a leader, to take the oil and resources, they don't want you speaking no truth. Why? Because the raw people are listening to that.
That's right.
So you got to water down every damn thing that you say.
That's how you know who's in control of
Correct.
your society.
Correct.
Is the people you can't talk about.
Correct.
The people you can't criticize.
Voltaire.
That's Voltaire. You
Yes.
just mentioned that. I
Yes.
got
What
it
does that
from
mean,
his
guys?
video.
Yes.
Voltaire is the person who originally is, I guess, attributed that quote.
Yes. He was a writer.
He was a writer.
That's right, yes.
And again, he said, that's how you know. He just said this on his Instagram
If
page.
you want to know who controls everything, simply look at those who you are unable to criticize.
Wow.
That's how you know who controls.
That makes me think of another one of my teachers. I went to San Francisco State, Wade Nobles, who is one of the foremost black think tankers.
Yes.
And he said, he gave the best definition of power I ever heard. He said, power is the ability to define reality and have others accept that reality as their own.
Come on, brother.
And
Right.
that's
Come
pretty
on.
much the situation. My question to y'all good brothers is this, because I'm sitting here thinking about it, how the more we're talking about Ayesha, I realize how jive a move that was. Because first of all, I've been with the same woman 34 years. We separated 3 times, whatever.
That's beautiful.
But
That's
like
beautiful.
Corey said, if I was on heroin, she'd tell everybody I'm president of the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Down for you.
She
That's
down
beautiful.
for me.
That's beautiful.
But my question to y'all, because if my wife would never do that, but I'm thinking if that was my wife and I'm on his level and she does something like that would be the beginning of the end of the relationship. It would
Yes.
be over for me.
Yes.
So do y'all think their relationship could survive? Because no matter
let me
what
answer that.
happens now, how can he trust her?
Let me answer that. If there's no community in the black community, quote unquote, then why does the white or the black woman think she has a duty to stand up and for her man?
Now listen to that.
That's real talk.
Now see, and this is where it goes.
She don't have no duty. There's no allegiance.
There's no allegiance. There's no loyalty. Why? Because I was given benefit. I was given money. I was given positions in office, positions in high places, in movies, etc., for destroying the black man, for throwing the black woman on the bus, for doing all these things that would destroy my people. We have to get back to the understanding of it don't matter how much they pay you or offer you. It don't matter who comes up to you with an opportunity. I am for my black woman. I am for my black man. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Nope, he didn't do that. Nope, deny it. Nope, he didn't. But when it gets behind closed doors, if he did, you correct the hell out of him behind closed doors because everybody else does that. You don't ever see a Jewish woman coming out against her Jewish husband.
Come on.
You don't
Never.
ever see an Indian man coming out against her or Indian man or woman coming out against one another. They don't do that, but we are the only ones who do it, and the world has convinced us that it is in our better interest to destroy our own people.
Somebody asked for a solution. That was a solution right there. Why don't you comment on the solution the man just dropped? Corey.
I will comment on the solution.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about these people that are here. Go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying. I want to. That thing you said, Zoe, is deep. Look, it's a shame that we grow up, most of us, with just a single mom.
Oh yeah, same here.
Because
brother.
we find out later most of the time. It took me until I was maybe about 4 years ago before I realized if you're not fucking with an elite partner, your legacy and everything ain't worth shit.
Right.
No, but it's an investment, brother.
You embarrassed when you really look back
It's
at
an investment.
your kids. You look back at your life up under that person. You look back at everything you did. You really was like, I just was too weak to stand up and do what the fuck I was supposed to do.
Corey, I had an ex-girlfriend's father.
I was too weak.
Corey, I had an ex-girlfriend's father tell me to my face. He was talking about my ex's mom. He said, Zoe, the sick can't heal the sick. And a
That's
lot
real.
of times, men, we get enamored with the external and we don't
Yes.
look far into the family
Come on, brother.
enough to
Come
be
on.
able to see who's sick and who's behind the steering wheel.
Yes.
A lot of times there's some broken, sick mamas
Yes.
behind the steering wheel of that family.
Yes.
Guiding it. And a lot of times the brother go, well, that ain't none of my business. I'm just going to kick it with my woman. He don't know that she's a micro time released version of her mama.
So we learn that by trial and error.
Right.
And we should learn it in this so-called college. There should be something to guide you. What good is a degree if you about to be out here as a big ass ham sandwich in the world? You finna get ate up by these bitches with your and women know it. They can't save their sons because of how they raise them off the emotions. I can't protect him from these bitches who are about to destroy him. That degree is worth nothing. That degree is food for the game. Because some bitch that ain't shit gonna eat off of it. Because he wasn't taught how to be
That's right.
in the presence of
Right.
greatness. Even if you have sex with somebody,
Right.
you still can't fall for what is this emotion that comes with fucking somebody you like or you like to fuck. You have to be around somebody who is elite. In other countries, I don't know about a lot of them, but I know in some countries they match people up according to assets
that's right.
and different shit
Yes.
like that.
And that was my point.
Here in America,
Yes.
a bitch from the gutter can come up off a man who has studied his first 23, 24 years to get this degree,
That's cold.
and he is set to handle the world. But now he got 2 domestic cases and is viewed as a societal failure because he moved in with a bitch that talks to him like he's a child.
You just described the Atlanta housewives of regular bitches.
Yeah. That's real talk.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying this to hate. I'm saying because
You
as
just
we sit
described
here and
all
talk
of them.
with this camaraderie, we might say something that might save somebody. Because that's what people tell me when I'm in the street. Man, something you said on your show one time, man, it helped me get up out this rut I was in with this girl I knew I shouldn't have been with, or this dude that I shouldn't have been around. I say this stuff so we can think.
Now,
I just don't sugarcoat it.
Now watch this. The minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, a woman is going to test you.
Yes.
Now, in an environment that isn't toxic, she's supposed to test you
Absolutely.
to see the depth of your testicular fortitude, to see what you made of,
Right.
to see how resilient you are, to see how resourceful you are,
Yes.
to see how intelligent you are, to see how flexible you are, forgiving, understanding, all of that. That's why she's testing you. But this is when the test becomes toxic. when the environment in which we live is toxic. America is toxic for African Americans.
Correct.
And the reason being is economically toxic. It's educationally toxic. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many institutions. The food is toxic. The medicine is toxic. Everything is toxic. So then when, and this is why I hold people who put those kind of people on the show accountable. If we really trying to heal, it's our job as thought leaders with platforms to say, hold on, sister, let me mentor you through that situation, because that's the wrong way to look at it.
Exactly.
As opposed to saying, nah, your man radar is off because you're focused on your husband. Well, it's supposed to be off because she has a husband.
Right.
And it shouldn't be on. Oh, why don't you pay attention to the people that are watching you? For what?
Right.
You got what you want, I thought.
Right.
Come on. We got to call it out.
You know, something else I thought of about this whole situation. He had girls before, but he just had a son. Now, the son ain't old enough to understand, but 10 years from now, he gonna be hearing about this.
Yes.
So what? You not only emasculated your husband, you cut the nuts off your son. You showing, because now what kind of example do he got when his daddy got punked to the world by his mama? So you stirring up a whole bunch of unnecessary bullshit.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, did somebody prop old girl up to do this?
And
Those who are not wise would think it's just a mistake she made. But I'm an OG. That's how she cut.
Ooh.
That's how she cut, dog. That ain't no woman you need to be motherfucking trying to build with. And just because you started building don't mean you need to keep building. Hey, you can. Hey, guess what? You young enough to bail out, start over, and be around somebody who can build you into something. A partner who can help you instead of somebody who's going to receive and talk shit.
See, and to that
receive. And talk shit.
That's what they do.
And to that point, this is exactly why when we are looking at a partner, see, in the nation we have a whole way of going through courtship process and all that. You need to know all the basics long before you even go into anything else. You start asking about your history. You start asking about your health. You start asking about, do you have any children? Are you married? You've been divorced. You need to check. What happens when you buy a car? You check the Carfax. Why aren't you checking the facts about the person you are interested in? See, too many men are interested in ass and not assets.
Wow.
Meaning,
asset,
a future with the person I'm with.
Man,
not this temporary enjoyment. This is the difference between having an asset versus a liability, as what Corey is saying. A man or woman, the women, sisters, you need to start looking at what is the possible liabilities with this brother that I'm looking at. Are there any? And vice versa. The
and tell
men
him,
do
Rizza,
the same thing with the women.
Tell him, Rizza. Assets transcend the purse or the wallet.
Absolutely. The assets are not. Thank you very much. So we're not referring to material assets. We are referring to the spiritual, mental, and emotional. Are you spiritually in a progress enough to know the basics of who you are, what you believe in? Do you believe that a God even exists? You don't have to say I'm a Muslim, a Christian, whatever. You don't have to even carry it. But do you believe that there's a higher power? That's the first thing, because too many of our people today just like, well, forget it. I don't believe in no God or whatever. Okay, so that's out. I can't be with you. I can help to mentor you or get somebody to mentor you, but I can't be with a sister who doesn't believe in a higher power. That's right. Number two, do you have any type of connection to your family? All right, how's your relationship with your family? Have you had your father? How was your relationship with him? Your mother, relationship with her? Because I need to know, what are you literally made of? What are the ingredients that I'm dealing with here? Am I going to involve myself with someone who is going to produce something that is going to be something that's going to make my children sick and my people sick? Or are we going to produce something that's going to make my people happy, proud, healthier, and we're going to contribute to society? Or are we going to destroy and take away from society? We have to look at one another from a perspective of what the hell are we made of? And I'm talking about in this generation as well. I'm not looking at your behind, because you can go buy that. That's why so many of them are doing it.
Wow.
I need to know, what is it that you have inside of you that money can't buy?
Come on, bro.
What is it inside of you that was invested and put in you? What have you evolved into based off of your environment that was toxic or the lack thereof?
You know what you just said? You know what you just said? You just said, if you're not a soldier for me in public, you are an enemy in the sheets.
Come on, brother. Come on.
That's what you just said. Corey?
Yeah, a lot of people sleeping with the enemy don't know it.
The whole time a woman talking to me, I swear, I am so glad that God gave me this gift. I'm listening to everything and handling every movement, gesture, your mouth, and everything. I ain't miss nothing. That's why I'm so reassured when I make my evaluation of you. To all the girls who listen to this, who come to me with what I say later on. Well, you said, I meant what I said. I meant it.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I meant what I said. I'm watching you. I know what you about after you open your mouth a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All you gotta do is talk a little bit. Mm-hmm. I can't prove it after a little bit, but I trust my instinct. Right. And normally later on, after I done heard a whole bunch of the gibberish. Yeah, this bitch ain't shit right there. I didn't even figured it out. This bitch ain't shit. You trying to convince me that you not an ain't shit bitch, but I know you an ain't shit bitch. I know it. I could tell you why. Most of the time, ain't shit bitches hang with ain't shit bitches, but act like they ain't one of them ain't shit bitches.
How about it? Wow. How did she get in your circle?
You can never fix them. The ones who act like I'm not like them. Right. Oh, let me tell you what my friend did. Okay, you wanted out. Okay. Tell me your friend business. So I can turn y'all against each other and smash your friend.
And listen, for all of the women who might say we bashing or something.
Oh man.
You a weak bitch.
Let me say this. This is good game to a young man.
Yes, sir.
Because most men are perceived by women as non-observant of how women move.
Am I lying?
Am I lying? On that one. Say that one again.
Most women have the perception that most men are unobservant of how they move.
You just made me think of a story. I grew up in Oakland in the 60s as a little kid, and we had the Black Panther Party to politicize me, but I used to hang out with the pimps and people from Oakland was listening 98th and East 14th. Fuck International Boulevard. It's East 14th. Doggy Diner. That's where all the pimps would come and the hoes, and we would ride our bikes down there because I was fascinated. And the pimp hoe game back in them, the hoes looked like Holly Berry. They wasn't all told, they was looking like movie star. But I was fascinated how the psychology of a pimp and how they could get a woman's mind. I remember I was asking one of the pimps, I forget his name, I said, hey man, how many bras you G? He said, how many you think? Young Blood? It was about 5. I said all of them. He said, no man, I ain't fucking none of them. It's the threat of dick.
Wow.
And I never forgot. I said, so all you do is out here getting caught up in this Me Too, you gorilla, and you ain't got to do all that. Yeah. All you got to do is just stand there and let them come to you. Don't be aggressive in any way because it's dangerous out here for a heterosexual male to get preyed upon. If you say, oh, your dress looks nice, next thing you know, Harvey Rothstein is calling you tomorrow and you go into court. So I always tell them, be cool, lay in the cuts.
Here's a little game for the women. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be objectified. You don't want to be treated like a hoe. Stop bartering your integrity. Mm-hmm. Stop bartering the shit.
Some of them don't understand that. Can you explain that to them?
When I say stop bartering your integrity, stop putting security and certainty over the shit that really matters. You know what matters?
Stop blaming me for what's happening and I fucked you with your kids in the room and I don't know none of y'all. Stop asking me why. It's obvious why I did it. It's fucking obvious why I did it. You don't see there's something that's wrong that I spent the night over here and I don't even know you? I could be a killer.
Oh, man.
You asking me what's wrong? You really don't know what's wrong?
And you let me in here.
Bitch, I drove your car to the store. I met you 2 weeks ago. Shut the fuck up. You are crazy, bitch. I'm mad that I know you because you really don't know what's happening.
I could have went all the way to Vegas.
I'm a good dude. I didn't dog you out, but you asking me what's wrong. You don't know what's wrong.
Oh, man.
You sent me to the mailbox, bitch. You trusted me with your mail. You asking me what's wrong. It's just cold out here. It's cold out here. You not ready for this. It's just I'm a good dude.
Right.
I'm a good dude. That's why you ain't ate up.
And what Corey is communicating is a very real thing. That's
Go
why
ahead.
This is something that women and men need to start looking at, which is we need to really verify who it is that we're dealing with and check ourselves before we even get to the point where we want to blame somebody else.
Go ahead.
It's just like hold on. Slide back first. Why did you allow him to go that far? Do you even know him? What Corey said is absolutely correct. Do you even know me to allow me? First of all, hold on. You gave me the keys to your car. You told me where your children go to school. You let me drop your children off at school. They don't know me from a hole in the wall. I'm just another male's face in their face to make them forget about who their real father is, to confuse them even further into their adulthood. You're talking about, you're doing all of these things that you then blame men for doing, but you encouraged and perpetuated this. This is where women have to be accountable as well. Then the man now has to be accountable for going into that situation. Both sides have to be accountable, but at the same time, the side that we look at that we don't get to look at is the woman being accountable, because like you said, brother, it's hard being a heterosexual male in America. If you say anything that a woman is doing wrong, all of a sudden you're a hater. All of a sudden you have toxic masculinity, which by the way, that damn term was created by two Caucasian homosexual males. So you're also listening and following the white man again by calling us toxic and masculine. Please knock
what
that
is that
off.
stuff that come out of them, Rizza? The tocin or something like that? What is the stuff that come out of a woman when you have
Oxytocin.
You need to get control of your oxytocin, babe. You must control it. It is making you humiliate yourself in front of the streets. Anybody who know what's really happening know, oh man, this broad green as hell, man. I can't be around her. If she'll let me do that, what else she letting go down?
If we don't take responsibility for our condition right now, it's going to become worse and we're not going to survive. And I'm saying that, meaning in this future generation ain't got a damn chance if they don't break out of the nonsense that's going on with the generation right before ours. This is why for me, I don't even be blaming the older generation all the time now, because it's like we have all the access to information right now. Right. So if you want something, you're going to get it. Today they're looking up to certain rappers who now are backing down saying, you know what, I need to learn. A lot of rappers and artists and celebrities are openly coming out and saying, you know what, there's a lot that I don't know. My mother wasn't there. I'm gonna let y'all know, your brother grew up in a single parent household, or my father was on this drug or whatever, and I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. A lot of artists now saying, I'm not going to talk about drugs no more. I'm not going to talk about killing my brother no more, because that's just not how it is no more. The accountability has to start, and then we have to start taking responsibility for our women. Right now, if you see these police officers slamming black women down, the only reason why a police officer is comfortable with slamming a black woman on the ground is because he knows
you ain't gonna do nothing.
We ain't gonna do a goddamn thing as a people. Individuals like myself and certain individuals, I'm sure, will handle business if we were there. But as a people, they know we have destroyed y'all niggas so much and put you in a position so low to where, guess what? You encourage us in destroying your own woman by you calling her a B word, by calling her a hoe all day long. So what are you telling us? You telling me how to disrespect your woman. You're telling me how to embarrass yourself, how to destroy your children, how to rape your people, how to take your money, how to do everything to you. Why? Because you do it to yourself. And you do it so quickly and so willingly to where it's like, how dare you? I'm the white man that you blamed. I'm the one who did it to you originally. And you're going to sit here and you're going to embrace it and perpetuate it on your own people, and then all of a sudden get mad at me when you're doing the same shit that I did to you? How dare you point at me now in 2019 when you have access to information, you have access to all the solutions, you know who I am.
Brother,
you know who I am.
And that's generational. That goes
that's
back to
the point
slavery,
of the,
when they
breaking
would
a
take
generational
a woman
curse.
in full term, cut open her stomach,
Come on,
pull
brother.
the fetus out,
Come on,
and
brother.
smash the fetus's skull and make all the other men in change stand there and watch. So that's a direct hereditary line of what policing in our community is today.
I'm telling you now, sisters, this is what the minister, this is when the minister goes in on women as far as educating them heavily and looking at the accountability, because the minister does it for both of us. He comes at us as black men, and then he comes at them as black women. He don't leave nothing imbalanced here. He says, sisters, you need to stop helping to destroy him.
Come on.
Stop emasculating him in front of the same enemy who emasculated him in front of you. Stop perpetuating this, because the children are watching, your children, their children, everybody's watching, the whole world is watching. You have to take responsibility for this. And also to the brothers, you got to take responsibility for it as well. Protect one another, and then protect the better interest of the people as a whole. If you keep doing this in public, you will not be able to blame nobody for doing it to us in public or private. And we literally are not going to be able to say nothing to nobody.
Stop allowing me to come over at 2 a.m. when you know. As soon as I'm done, I'm leaving. Stop asking me to stay and hold you for 5 minutes. You're destroying both of us. Let me get home to the woman I care about.
That is a raw. Corey Holcomb is the voice of the Negroes.
That's the voice of reason, right?
And he is being honest. That is an honest reality. That's an honest
I
reality.
done did that, man. You ever been coming
And
with
we
one
both
foot
have to
on the
look at
floor?
that.
You know,
Right.
you could.
Do right by yourself so I can do right by you.
We've been destroyed, man. So we got to take responsibility and heal our own. We heal our own people. We got
I
to heal
can't
ourselves
do you wrong
now.
if you do what
And
you're
that's
supposed to
real.
do.
We gotta heal
Did you
ourselves.
know that? I cannot do you wrong by you if you are set mentally the
That's
right
true, though.
way.
That's where the self-love
That's
comes
true.
in.
That's
Got to
true.
get back to self-love, brother. That's where it
true.
is.
Avoid us savages.
Let's go even deeper. We've got a couple more minutes. How the fuck do you get married, but you haven't fully discovered yourself?
Come on, brother. That's a
Talking,
very good
you referring
question.
to Ayesha?
Yeah. Anybody.
Yeah.
How you wake up one day and find that you jealous of the motherfucker you made vows in front of God to?
Teddy Pendergrass said it in his song a long time ago. Make peace with yourself before you can love another.
Yes.
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 We all the real people of the world know everything about that girl because she opened her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
All the people of the world know everything about me when I open my mouth. When somebody open their mouth, they basically giving you the game of who they are. They giving you the game, even though some people disguise who they are with words. But if you really watch it, you can see through that.
That's true. That's
Because
very
their
true.
actions gonna show you everything.
That's very true.
Everything.
Big. That's big.
Ask the people who know me. I got so many women that I sat down with after I was through with them and told them, listen, we can't keep doing this like this. You seem like a nice person. I'm not going to answer when you call no more because this is only going to go bad for you. You going to start to care, and I ain't going to never care. I could fuck like this for years.
Forever.
Never give a fuck about you. But you looking for something special.
Well,
Do right by yourself.
I will say this. Highly functioning relationships usually have
Get this to yourself.
two personally accountable people in that relationship. When we talk about high functioning relationships, you typically have a man that's personally accountable and you have a woman that's personally accountable.
Absolutely.
That's a high functioning relationship. When you're dealing with a man who has been cultured to be responsible, yet he's passive aggressive, then he's creating, in my opinion, the space for the drama to come into his relationship. A man shouldn't be passive aggressive because passive aggressive is this manipulative way to kind of voice how you feel about some shit without actually voicing it. No. If you a man and your woman has done something that has made you feel a certain way, you should be able to speak on it.
Got to communicate it.
In respect. You ain't got to disrespect her to say what you need to say.
Right.
But you speak on it and you stand on what you stand on. There's a lot of men out there who are afraid to upset the pussy. So a lot of times they hold on to a hurt, a disrespect, a marginalization. They'll hold on to a gang of bullshit because they don't want to fuck up the pussy train.
And you know what? I'll say it on this one, brother. Fear, as the minister says, is our greatest enemy next to ignorance and the system of white supremacy. If you fear something, you are not able to move. There is no progress if you are in fear. This is why police officers are constantly beating us down because we fear the bullet. The women are constantly in the conditioned area because we fear what will happen if we correct or communicate or express how we feel. This is why we fear this whole system. Everything that's going on is because of fear. Get over your damn fear. It's very simple. I'm saying this to the brothers. If you have something going on in a relationship with the woman that you are with and you don't like it, say it. Just say it. And of course, the women for the vast majority will say it's not you saying it, it's how you say it. That's
Right.
what they will tell you.
Well, that's
So
the justification
that's
for
the-
missing the point.
Of course,
Go ahead.
of course, right? And yes, and that
Got
is
it.
very true. That's very true. And the sad thing is, yes, they are emotional creatures by nature, while we are more so logical. But we both have a degree of logic, and we both have a degree of illogic.
Right.
But for a woman, yes, we have to take into consideration how we say it does matter for the majority of them. Some of them, they could just take it however you say it. Some are cool with that, but then most of them are like, I don't like how you said that. I agree, but I don't like how. Fine. So do it that way. And then you can at least say, listen, I said it. We communicated it. And that way you cover yourselves, both of you. And then after that, then what happens after, you know, and you are aware of what's going on. But to go all the way back to this point, never, ever, as a black man or woman, blast your partner in public. It does not matter how mad you are.
Man.
It does not matter what the situation is to a degree. You do not blast one another in public. You handle business in private like everybody else does. That
Period.
way, it does not affect the integrity of the whole. Nobody else does this except for us.
Wow.
Nobody does it except for us as a group, and we have to stop doing it.
Corey, Lacey, final thoughts?
I just want to say good luck to all the fellas out there as you find conversation with the average woman of America who's willing to take accountability for her actions. I can see Steph coming up to her with his soft pink voice saying, "Why you do me like that?" Instead of walking up to her, tell the kids to go in the other room. I'm about to shoot some shots at my wife because her behavior is out of control. So, Pink Mouth, you may be the greatest shooter in the world, but what you shooting at your woman ain't working. I'm just telling you, 100.
I can't wait to see the game tonight because he gonna either be real good or real bad. It ain't gonna be no image. He gonna either make everything.
He gonna be good
or miss
tonight 'cause he
everything.
fired up.
Yeah.
Rizza, where can people find you?
Yes, everything is under Rizza Islam, Rizza, last name Islam like the religion, RizzaIslam.com if you would like to book me for any speaking engagements. And of course, everything else, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything is Rizza Islam.
There we go. Corey, Donald Lacey.
You can follow me, DonaldLacey.com, and I'm going to plug something Sunday. Catch me on CNN at 6 o'clock Pacific time in the Redemption Project. with
Corey, where
Man-Sions.
you performing next, man?
Look, man, Dallas, Arlington, y'all know what's up. Arlington Improv, we sell it out every year. You know what I'm saying? I love the city of Dallas. Y'all always show me love. I see y'all Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get your tickets before they gone, because you know they be gone. 100.
Okay, there it is.
5150, 8 o'clock tonight.
Can I just say, brother,
Yeah,
this was
we
beautiful,
there.
man.
Tonight,
Let's have this
5150.
conversation. I appreciate y'all, man.
So listen,
appreciate you, Lace.
it's 2,500 people watching us live right now.
Wow.
On YouTube. I want to say everybody go to my website and pick up a copy of The Holographic Relationship. Everybody, we should move at least 300 copies tonight. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Get a copy right now. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for hitting the super chat. Rizza got one more. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, also my book as well is on pre-order right now. Message to the Millennials, seeing how that is something that we were delivering right now and tonight. Go to RizzaIslam.com, pre-order your copy of Message to the Millennials. And the best thing Stefan Curry or Brother Curry can do right now is come out publicly and say, oh, well, she wasn't pleased yet, but she is pleased now. That's what a husband will do to handle business. Just to say.
Corey?
And I got a book coming out. Look out for it. It's called The Alcoholic Heifer. It's coming out. All right, so.
Hey, don't forget to join Corey and mine. Join our iStar. Go to iStar Vids. Vids with a Z. iStar Vids. Vids with a Z. iStarVids.com. Corey is 5150 Freedom.
5150 Freedom on iStar.
On iStar. I'm Zowat iStar. Join our iStar pages right now. I appreciate everybody
New
for tuning in.
content coming this week.
Exactly. Yo, we appreciate everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back Friday with the ladies. The voice of reason shall return. Deuces.
That was classic.
You like that?
Man, that was classic.
Some of you might be
Hey,
saying,
brother,
Brother Reed.